Howdy there, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to our Sky Factory 4 Let's Play Adventure Extravaganza of awesomeness and fun times to be had here in the wonderful world of Minecraft. And today, we're headed back to the hunting dimension, but not for long. We're just gonna hop in there, have a look around. I still haven't figured out if you're supposed to be consuming this cake. I kind of have to make a lot of Minecraft videos this week, because I can't record anything else, so they're gonna be made in a bit of a blitz. Hopefully that doesn't show in the quality, because I want you to know I take a lot of time to plan these episodes out, carefully curate all of my ideas, and then execute them flawlessly. That is the Rees way. Like that time I built this totally excellent mechanical squeezer, and then fixed lava automation to such a degree that it's completely perfect, and we're not going to get any cobblestone if we come over here? Well, we did. But I don't think we were supposed to. I think we kind of almost broke the system by doing that. Today, we're going to go over here just for a second to see if... Oh my gosh! The plan was to... No! Well, Shrek, oh my gosh! Sweet salvation! Sweet salvation via yo-yo! How do I... Oh, I've messed it up! It's alright. The way that Sky Factory 4 works, we should reach the bottom and then start dropping again from the top? Oh? Well, that's not what I expected. What's supposed to happen is we drop... Oh! Oh, you devil, you! Okay, the test was to see if monsters had spawned in my absence. Unfortunately, yes. But also not so fortunately, yes. No! See, I don't have my boots on. I'm not gonna survive this time. Hold on. I gotta get my equipment. Ah! Oh, I survived. My plan was to unlock it, and then hopefully have everything equipped as I unlocked it, and then I would survive, and that didn't work. I don't actually know if the plans worked now, though, because I think what just died in there while we were here. There were definitely monsters when we got here. I don't know. Let me turn on the narrator to remove that, and then get rid of the narrator. I need to change that. My plan, let me explain what's been going on here. I sort of left this world with this chest empty, and with that giant platform over there to see if monsters would spawn on that platform in my absence. There were monsters here, but they weren't inside of here. Nothing died in here until we got here just now. A second ago, we even heard him dying. And then those guys, I think, are new here as well. So, I think the lesson is in Sky Factory 4, you're not supposed to have monster spawners. I'd actually... Good job, you two. Very good work. We're all very impressed. I'd actually sort of planned a different style of monster spawner if we could get things spawning right over here in our absence. The idea was that we would just sort of have a giant open platform with railing along the sides and then just fans going over to a whole bunch of little murder spinner blade things, and then we wouldn't need this whole contraption here with the glass, which doesn't work anyway, so why even bother? I wonder if maybe these are causing a problem. I don't know why they would, and I wonder if maybe that tether there is causing a problem. I don't know why they would, but I think what we'll do is, and I know I said this last time, we'll leave and we'll check again later. I forgot to check at the end of the last episode, but maybe when we go back, something will have spawned and died there. Today, I kind of wanted to follow up with an idea I had last time about automating things and automating this system to produce an infinite amount of power. And in order to do that, I mentioned we're going to need a furnace. So I got to figure out what kind of electric furnace we have. And this doesn't seem to be the best way to go about doing that, because I can find an alloy furnace, combines base metals into alloys. That doesn't super benefit us much. Resourceful furnace, I don't know what that even means. What we could do instead is look at something like coal and look at our uses for coal. We can see that we can smelt it. But then we can also go through here and find, like, see something like an energized smelter. That's sort of what the plan was to just go through here and looking at all of the various machines up at the top and see if there was any sort of alternatives. None of these are super great, though. What about pork? If we look up pork and we look at our uses for, like, raw pork, it'll show me all the things I can cook it up in. Again, energized smelter right up at the top. We can use it as a power source and culinary generator. It really does look like that's sort of our option, the energized smelter. Let's see what goes into that. Is this going to be sort of a rabbit hole of various different technologies? Yeah, see, it seems simple. Redstone, a little bit of glass, some steel casing. That doesn't seem complicated. Steel we can get. Steel I can make. I can make a steel blend pulverized coal, pulverized iron. I'm pretty sure you can make steel if you have... Oh, what's this, a squeezer? Oh, okay, if you have the bacon for it. Energized smelter, yeah, just gotta get... It really just comes down to getting that steel blend, it looks like. I thought we could maybe make it inside of the smeltery. Oh, well, if you have molten steel. How do you get molten steel, though? Oh, you get a bit of coal? Probably in there with a little bit of iron? Possibly? Let's give this a shot. We've already got some iron inside of here. What happens if I just throw coal in? Let's find out. We'll get some coal. I don't know if this is going to work. We've only got 6 coal. We'll put it in there. Oh! Yeah, look at that. We got steel. That was so easy. We're going to need more coal, though. That coal resin. Just get a stack of the stuff. It's going to... You might think it's going to take up space, but it's not, because it will kind of transfer into the iron. We'll move that to the bottom so we can start extracting that here in a second. That one's pretty simple, then. We've got that covered. Osmium we managed a few episodes ago. It's these I'm not sure about. This is going to require a metallurgic infuser. Let's clear out some of these things up here that we built last episode, some of these things that we're not going to build. I did this whole song and dance about wanting to try the cyclic power cables because they were different to me. And in the end, we did ultimately use a system I wasn't as familiar with, the wireless power transfer, which I am happy with. It is benefiting us greatly. It's been an epic boon to our base. That's a fun turn there, epic boon. We'll add the energized smelter, and then we're going to go in and find that metal, what is it, an infuser? Metallurgic, 2 L's, metallurgic infuser, and that's a pretty base recipe. It doesn't look like this is going to be as complicated as I was concerned it would be. Shrek me, straight out the bat, we're missing the osmium ingots. Again, I need to stop doing these songs and dances about how we're all prepared for things based on previous episodes, when I didn't even go through the effort of making any osmium ingots before we started. Now I look like a total tool in front of all of my subscribers, which has obviously never happened before. Alright, we've got all of our osmium ingots. Well, we've got 3 osmium ingots, and once this iron's done, we can get quite a bit more of it extracted out of there. People still want to know why I haven't automated these. I like to manually control my furnaces, thank you, my smelteries. Righto, we should now be able to make a metallurgic infuser, and then we're going to need to power that, and for that, I think what we might end up doing is using another wireless energy transfer device, so we'll get the wireless transfer node. Do you reckon we've got everything we need to build it? Surprisingly, no. We need another redstone comparator, which is missing probably redstone torches, I would guess. There are like maybe 5 of those in there. And then make another one of these. Make another one of... No, bricks. We do have those. I made up a full stack of them. We didn't use them all last episode, so we've got some remaining. I'm going to use this one a little bit differently. We're going to need a GPS marker. I don't know... Yeah, I didn't figure we'd have any more of those. So we might need to make a few of them if we can. And we can't, because we don't have anything that we need. We should be able to make paper. And then we should be able to get... Is it really light blue dye specifically what we need for this? Okay, I think that's going to be what? Lapis, and then we combine that with bone mill? If this is right, it's not going to be super impressive, but I'm going to be proud of myself, because dye recipes are one of the things I forget the most easily, because they don't come up a whole lot when you're playing like modded Minecraft. They do come up, though, like every mod pack. You got to know your dye recipes at some point. I'll plop it down on top of the battery here. It should automatically extract. And then what I can do is I can just throw down the metallurgic infuser sort of anywhere I want to. I'm going to throw it up here on top of these. Why not? And then I think you just, what? GPS marker. So we right-click it. Oh, hold on. Maybe shift right-click it. And then if we come over here and we put it in there, detect target block? Possibly. Always on. So does this now have power? Okay. Apparently that doesn't quite work the way that I thought it did. See, I thought that we could sort of specify that I want this thing to send power out through this thing. And maybe we can do that. I just have to figure out how. Metallurgic infuser is the target block, so that works. Always on. Has no power. Maybe we need to pump power into it from the battery. I thought that by putting it on top of it, it was connected to the battery, sort of like the mechanical squeezer would automatically extract. But there is always a possibility that I'm wrong and don't know what I'm talking about. So now is the time to find some of those energy cables that we had up here earlier that I dismissed. So first off, the energy extraction cable is going to need a weighted pressure plate and a dropper. as well as some redstone. So there we go, energy extraction cable. And then the actual energy cable itself is redstone and brick stairs, which I might not have any of. Remember last time when I turned all of my bricks... I broke my bricks down to demonstrate how useful it was to have a squeezer? Remember that? Well, I'm turning them all back into bricks, and it's not even enough. We're going to need more bricks. Brick stairs. Get a few of those, and then we can create the cable. If this doesn't work, I'm at a complete loss. There we go. Slap that on the front. Do we need to configure it in any way? It's always on. Transfer rate? Should we lower the transfer rate? Just, you know, for testing purposes. I don't want to drain the battery here. So it's now going into there. There's still no power inside of the energy transfer node, but maybe that's because all of its power is being sent over to... Nope, still nothing. Okay, extraction cable on the bottom, because maybe it doesn't work on the top. Into here. I've taken out the GPS marker because I just want to see power go into here. Maybe trying a new cable I'm unfamiliar with at this juncture is a mistake. Maybe I should go with something I know and can trust to work reliably, because that's better for troubleshooting. You know, you don't want to have multiple different unfamiliar components, because I don't really know much about this bad boy here, this metallurgic infuser. It might be a bad time right now to be trying to attempt to do something here. You know, I mean, that's already unfamiliar entity. This is sort of unfamiliar. Let's not bring another variable into this. Let's go with the age-old ductwork. Leadstone flux duct, the classic. Let's go. Okay, what are we missing? I know we've got redstone, so that's not a problem. And then we should have lots and lots of lead, but we don't. Wait, hold on. How much lead do we have? That's none. That's like absolutely no lead at all. Okay, well let's try to make some lead amber. First things first. We'll get that cooking. Hopefully it doesn't combine with anything else in here. We'll throw in like one of them for sampling just to make sure. Then I gotta find out if I even have lead saplings planted. I definitely should, but it doesn't seem that way, does it? What are you? Are you lead? You're lead. What is your problem? Why aren't you growing? What is your deal? There's no saplings planted! Oh my gosh! Oh, and I haven't even gotten comments about that. Now that's an embarrassment right there. Goodness gracious. Okay. Lead trees planted. Is anything else around here like that? What's going on over here with you? What's your story? What's your problem? You're growing? You're just really slow? Okay. It's in the wrong colored slimy dirt, so maybe that's the problem. This one's growing really slow too. Apparently orange is the fastest. Lead is fine. Good. Let's get a couple of lead ingots out of there. And then let's throw some more lead in. And how are we doing on that osmium? Give me some more osmium. Definitely give me some more osmium. Trying this again. There we are. So that should work, right? I'm super familiar with how these function. Just plug them in. And we should have power transfer. We don't. Why don't we? Why aren't you outputting power, battery? Why are you causing me complications? You should be, without any issue, outputting power to here. Maybe these need to be configured. I don't think you do have to configure these, though. It's not like over here on this, where there's like, you know, a servo you gotta work with. It should just flow. Maybe we need to crescent hammer this thing to point in a certain direction? No? No, that's not the case. Oh! Wait, what? Huh? Wait, is it working? Oh! Oh, okay, it is working. Okay. Wait a minute, now I'm confused. I turned on preview render preview, right? So we have like a little line there showing us where it's sending power to. Why wasn't it working before, though? Okay, well, hold on. If I break it and I move it back underneath there, I forgot how slow this is. Hold on, I've got like the crescent wrench here. There we go. Shift right click. Why didn't it just extract right out of here? You know, it should have. So if I put that in there, preview, rendered. So it's showing that line. It's not going, though. It's definitely not going. I don't know anymore. I want to say that I don't care, but I kind of do. We're going to have to use it and see if it drains any. Let's take it off. Well, no, let's leave it. I don't know. Let's just start using this thing. What did we need this thing for in the first place? Right, we got to get these. So we got to combine redstone with osmium. We've got osmium, And redstone, I know we've got a bit of. How much redstone do we have? Do we have any big old redstone blocks? We got 5 redstone blocks. Let's take a look at that recipe one more time, see if we can really understand what's going on here. So it looks like it requires redstone. Right, I remember now. It requires, I guess, 10 redstone. So we'll put a couple blocks over there. That's 180. I'm not sure how redstone is measured then. 1 block. Oh, good gosh. Okay, and then we put in the osmium. And let's see. So we've got 270 redstone in there right now. How much is used in this process? 10. Yeah, okay, so I was right. It's just 1 block goes way further than I thought it would. Is that millibuckets of liquid redstone? How is that measured? My thought was that, a redstone block, that would be 9 redstone, because it's 9 individual redstone. We're going to make a lot of these basic control circuits, because I think a lot of them are being used. Is that still going? Is this still full on power? So it is staying full on power using the energy extraction cable. If we break the energy extraction cable, and we move this thing back over here with the GPS marker, and continue to render preview, please. Does it stop sending juice? It stops sending juice, so it can't be just directly up on the battery. It has to have something. Maybe that's a fault of the battery, though. Maybe that's not a fault of the energy transfer node. Maybe the battery itself has to have a device actively removing power from it in order for it to function. Let's lower this a bit, not to 1. You can't type in a range? Transfer rate? I can't. Oh, I can hold down A and D to adjust it really granularly. What if I do shift? That doesn't. Oh, it seems to go in. What is that? 5s? Yeah. Okay. That's handy, I guess. Let's do 150 transfer rate. Should be more than enough to keep this topped out. And finally, we can make the energized smelter. Remember that thing we were trying to do from the very beginning, except we are missing the casing? Oh, right. That's why we were making steel earlier. It's all coming back to me now. So that goes like that. Steel casing. And a bada bing, a bada boom. That's a lot of effort for what is effectively an electric furnace. But we got it. We did it. Now time to put our wacky plan to the test. So for this wacky plan, we are going to need a hopping bonsai. I think we've already got a bonsai, so we'll just need a hopper, throw the 2 of them together. We're going to need a crate, which I made a ton of earlier in the series and have yet to run out of yet, so that's good. Hopping bonsai crate, we're going to need some mulch. And then we're going to have to decide on some type of tree. I don't think I have any saplings in the system, so what we're going to have to end up doing is going over here and getting one out of the sapling room. I shouldn't have clicked that with a wrench. That was probably a bad idea. That's probably broken everything in some way that'll manifest itself way later on. Let's get an oak sapling. Oak saplings, they don't get a lot of love. No one respects the oak sapling, especially in a pack like this when there's so many other saplings that are infinitely superior. But we're going to put our energy smelter maybe right here. Okay. Our energized smelter, I should say. And then we're going to put a crate right there. And then we're going to put our hopping bonsai on top of that. If I can get up there. Hold on, let me do my little wall hopping Spider-Man trick. Bit of mulch. Bit of an oak sapling. And then we want to get a sampling of the oak wood. Because remember, that's what we want going in here. Is just the oak wood. And then we need to lock that so that even if it drains all of the oak wood, it won't accidentally start putting things like leaves or anything in there. So we want to lock that down. And now we want to grab hoppers. We could use something besides hoppers here. We could use item transfer cables, but there's no need to. The hoppers are going to get the job done, so that's going to pipe that in there. And then the energized smelter is not going to acknowledge it at all. It's not going to accept it. It doesn't like it. I wonder why that is. What is the problem here? What if I feed in items from the top? Let's get some oak wood. We'll throw it up here. There we go. Okay, so now it's filling up. And of course, now we got to supply power to this thing, which is where the rest of these GPS markers come in. So we will shift right click onto there, and we take it back outside, and we will drop it in here. There we go. I hear a horrible whirring sound, which is this bad boy, turning that oak wood, hopefully into charcoal, if this does what I think it will. Yes! And now we need to get one of the other hoppers. Maybe this one here. We'll plop that down right there. That'll automatically feed it into that, what is this thing back here? I've already forgotten. The generator, except it won't automatically feed it into the generator. And why is that? Why won't it automatically feed it into the generator? Well, I think the most likely reason of all is that the generator will only be hopped into from a certain direction. So once again, let's get that hopper. Some of these things are really picky. Maybe it'll only be hopped into from the top. Hop on pop? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So all of these things are really picky. That's what I'm learning right now. And maybe I'm not going to use hoppers because Shrek them, they're being complicated. I'm not playing these games today. If that's how it's going to be, we're just going to build some item extraction cables. There's a 1, and there's a 2. That's all we need, really. Let's see if this works. So if I put an item extraction cable there, yeah, that'll feed in from the top. If I activate it, do I have to activate it in some way? Are you telling me the crates? Oh, well, there's nothing in the crate at the moment. Possibly because I need to do a proof of concept. Let's right-click all of these in there. Wow! Moved them in there instantly. And now what about you? Will you... Well, that's not what we wanted. Will you accept from the side if it's coming from an extraction cable? No. No, it will not, unfortunately. Extraction cable, always on, transfer rate. Generator... Why do you have to be the complicated one? I mean, we can fix this. We can resolve this. My only issue now is if we do it like so, we put it like this. What? Oh, this has to be extracted from the bottom, probably. Why must you all play these games? Really? Really, generator? Alright, generator, apparently, does not like the item extraction cable. It likes hoppers, though? No? Generator, what is your deal? Oh, there we are. Okay. No, wait, why does that make sense? This has to be extracted from the side? Does it matter which side? What am I saying? Of course it does. It's a mechanism. A block. Of course it has to be extracted from the side. It can't be normal. Doesn't matter because you know what? I've got energy extraction cables. I've got energy cables. We can do this. We can plop that onto there. We can put it through there. And then I can disconnect this one probably using... I mean, I don't know this. Probably using this. No? Can I not disconnect that one from up there? How do you... Well... How do I No! Stop! How do I undo this connection? It doesn't hurt for it to, like, get power from the generator, I guess. I mean, if anything, that just keeps it self-sustaining. But I would rather it didn't. This is why... This is what's gonna drive me crazy, is it's silly little things like this that I don't understand. There. Now, it can't draw power from there. I've prevented it entirely. As far as I'm concerned, this system is nearly perfect, and the only thing that could improve it is if we could get that tree to grow faster. And you know what? We're on the very verge of being able to do exactly that. Because what have we always needed for the next tier of mulch, my friends? We've always needed the biofuel, which means we needed the crusher, which means we needed mechanism. Well, we have mechanism now. We've got power. We can build the crusher. Gonna need to make another steel casing. Gonna need to get some lava buckets, some basic control. Hold on, don't I already have everything? The basic control circuits, I know I have, because I left way too many in here being made. 25 of them. I knew they would be useful, though. I said that, too. So we got a crusher at long last. Now it's just a matter of powering it. And, I mean, I guess we could just throw this down anywhere and once again just point power to it with a GPS marker. I mean, we even have an additional GPS marker, so we might as well do exactly that. So we'll shift-click on there, throw this in there, and should be right as rain. Yeah, it's full on juice. Wireless power is cool. Wireless power is really cool. Now we need to create the is it biofuel using sort of any biological nonsense we've got? I think I just saw a dirt sapling, and I think that's what we're going to end up using. Because you know what I have an awful lot of? Dirt saplings. I've got a lot of leaves too, though. I wonder if we can use leaves. Let's get some of these apple leaves, because we're not doing anything else with them. And if we can use those, that would be a great recycling program. Well, maybe I should have clarified. I mean, not clarified, but maybe I should have verified, I should say, before, jumping to that conclusion. That's where hopeful thinking gets you. Wishful thinking is fine, keeping a positive outlook is great. I encourage it, but maybe validate, you know? There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. So that's going to output. Is that just going to straight output the biofuel? It is. Okay, great. Are there upgrades you can put in this thing to speed them up? We got a side config. That's not what we want. Usage, security, biofuel, though. Give me a couple more of those bad boys. Yes. And then we just need to grab ourselves some mulch. All right. Surround the mulch with the biofuel and get the next tier up mulch. We got yellow mulch. Now, yellow mulch can be used to make amber mulch once we get some substrate, which we can get from a PRC. But for right now, this is a pretty healthy upgrade. We go from 142 growth rate and a 140 drop chance to 166 growth rate and a 150 drop chance, which is actually not all that much better. I did it again. It's not all that much better, but it's an improvement. I will break that. It's the quickest way to get it down. And throw it back down. Throw in the yellow mulch. Throw back down our oak sapling. Hey, it does visually look a bit faster too. So how are we doing in here? We're definitely not currently keeping up with production, but hopefully this slightly faster growth rate and the... Oh, I just realized that this is hooked up here too. Once again, no way that I know to disable that. No, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I wish I could figure that out. It doesn't matter because there's a lock on there, so it won't let it put the contents being produced in here, the charcoal, into there, but still. This is generating, or it's receiving charcoal faster than it's burning it, so that's sort of key. This is driving me crazy, this sound. What goes into a muffler? Someone left a really, really good comment about mufflers, too. Hold on just a second, let me make one. Okay, note block, and then I think it's any kind of wool we can use around that. Although, granted, we don't really... There we go. We don't keep wool in stock. We should. Sound muffler. Throw it down in this corner, and check this out. You can go in here to your, we want to blacklist the sound, and then we want to add, and you can go to recent, and look at this. It'll show you all the recent sounds that have played in the area. So what have we got? We're looking for mechanisms. Gen heat, machine crusher, machine smelter. Let's add heat, and see if that does it. That didn't do it, so that one's not it. We'll go back to add, recent. It's probably this one here, this smelter. And we can shrink it down to a range of 1. So just this thing is muted. So all that's doing right now, it's not muting everything. It's only muting the sound of the mechanism, tile, machine, smelter. Get rid of that high-pitched whine that was driving me slightly crazy. We'll never have to deal with that again. Oh boy. I have 92 stacks of this stuff, so I can sort of manually transfer some of it over. There you go, to kind of give that a bit of a boon. Keep it running. So we now effectively have infinite power so long as we don't need, a lot of power. You know what I mean? It's infinite, but the amount isn't high? I don't even know how to explain that. I understand what I'm trying to say in my head. It's like we have a stream of water that never ends. We've got a magic rock that pours out an infinite amount of water, but it's an infinite amount of water in the smallest little dribble. So you have water forever, but you've only got a little bit of water forever, you know? So we've got infinite power, but if we start to use too much power, it'll always be replenished. It's very slowly replenished. I don't know why I'm explaining this. You all get it. I think we're done for today. I think we've made some really solid progress. We've got quite a bit of energy storage, and it is very steadily going up. Very steadily, so I'm happy about that. And we've got machines now crunching away over here, making biofuel, making metallurgic infusions, and we're ready for whatever road lies ahead of us. Thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.